Thank you. I first have to take a moment to say, go blue.
Yes.
Go blue, University of Michigan.
Well, okay,
yes.
wait. Who do we have tomorrow? Blue. Michigan is facing. Who is it? It's whoever's ranked like number 12, I think. So I'm gonna say go blue. Like
yes.
this.
Go blue. Yes.
Well, how was the first episode to you guys? Backstage, and how did everything go?
I mean, I always think in my head of things that could possibly go wrong so that I'm able to pivot accordingly. And it just really went really smoothly. Everyone, I mean, the newer talent that I think people had some concerns about, or maybe were kind of like, I don't know if this person, particularly I'll say Sammy Guevara, even though, you know, he did some dirty business to my husband on the way out there. He really just rose to the occasion. So many people at Riho, the talent came up, they showed up, they showed you what they could do, and that was just so inspirational to see, but also gives me so much hope moving into what I know is happening next, that people are going to continue to be super hooked, because I feel like it was hard to not connect with someone from that show.
Well, you mentioned keeping up, you know, like what the next steps are, and after such a great debut, what is, I guess, that single one important thing that you need to do, AEW as a brand, to make sure you keep that momentum?
We just need to stay on our track, not be distracted by anything else that's going on, and just stay headstrong and continue to trust our focus. That's what we've done up until this point. A lot of our focus is on our fans and being listeners and paying attention to what it is that they like and what they're seeing that they're wanting more of. And I think in wrestling, sometimes people want to, you know, have a straight and narrow path and they never want to deviate. We're welcome to deviating when it comes to the fan base. If there's something that they're just really feeling and it means we have to change course for a bit, we're going to do that.
How important is health for you guys? Because your husband, Chris, Jared, everything, these are older people by wrestling standards. Is the depth there so if anything happens? That, you know, 'cause you have a lot of young people you have to get over, but you can't get them over unless the older guard stays healthy and are the headliner. Is that a concern about? You know?
Well, first of all, I'm going to save you, because my husband's going to be very angry with you that you put him in the same age category as Chris Jericho.
He's not Sammy Guevara either, so let's go.
No, health is paramount in the company, and that's kind of why our schedule is the way that it is. We don't have our wrestlers working night after night after night after night. They get to go home, they get to refresh, they get to see their families, they get to see their own personal, you know, massage therapists, chiropractors. And on the road, we've got the best doctor in the world, Dr. Michael Sampson. He's worked in professional wrestling for years. He's the man who's coined for saving Jerry Lawler's life. I saw him do it. I saw him pump that man's chest until he breathed again. It was crazy. But and then we have a fantastic partnership with the U.S. physical therapists that they come around the country with us and take care of us, massage, stretch, everything we need. So we really set everybody up for the best of health and the best of success. If any injuries do happen with us, they're very well taken care of. We will help our athletes through the whole process of recovery and anything that they need. So it's really a kind of a dream scenario for someone like that.
Dr. Britt Baker, does she double as the house dentist in case anybody chips a tooth in the ring?
Well, she actually can do a lot. She can do sutures. Like, I mean, she's a full-on doctor. So I actually feel really comfortable. I was with her cooking one day, and I'm notorious for cutting myself on my show, Shot of Brain.
Oh, she's a physician? I thought she was just a...
Well, she's a DMD.
Okay.
So, yeah, so she has medical cred for sure. Like,
Okay.
not just dentistry. But yeah, so she can, I said, if I cut my finger, can you stitch me up? She said, absolutely. So I feel really confident with her around.
As a woman, how are you two both feeling about empowering younger little girls? My daughter will only watch wrestling with me if there are women fighting. So I'm excited that people are including women wrestling is more in the forefront. But you guys have not missed that mark. I know there's a woman wrestler in the first match. I'm a woman referee in the first match. So something I noticed. I want to get your thoughts on empowering younger women and these women in general.
Well, it's important to me for little girls and children, boys and girls, to see women do the same thing that men do and get recognized and accolades in the same way. When you're acknowledged, evenly. I think it's working towards the goals that we all set for our little girls and boys. So it's important. It's very important to me that we do that and that we are doing that, and I celebrate that.
Chris Jericho talked a little bit about this, but how do you see AEW talent distinguishing themselves from the competitors or the rest of the wrestling world?
What was that last part from the?
Distinguishing themselves from the rest of the wrestling world and your competitors.
Well, to me, our artists, our talent, our artists, our wrestlers are collaborators with the heads, the powers that be. And me as an artist, I feel heard when I come to the powers that be over at AEW, and they are open to let me be the artist that I am. And when you feel heard, it brings joy to your life because you're creating the art that you want. Now there are artists out there who, like, I would call it like portrait art, who it's like, we're going to sit down and you're going to take our portrait. You could be that kind of artist, but I don't think that brings joy to a lot of artists. But when you can create a picture from your mind and share that with people, and then they share that joy, that's a different kind of joy, and I think that's what we're going for, and that's what our artists, our wrestlers have distinguished from other people. To answer your question, I think
that's great.
To bounce off that earlier question about the amount of representation for women in wrestling, there are a lot of fans, myself included, who want as much of it on the TV as possible, as many women's matches as possible, and they there's only one. It feels like it's just that women's match. You get people to stop talking. Would it be a second championship, more storylines? What do you think about how there would just be AEW can have more than just one per show?
Well, we just started, which is the great thing. So you never want to rush anything, because once you rush things, you put unnecessary pressure on people and competitors that don't need to be there. So each championship's unfolding as we go here. I'm pretty confident that Tony Khan has gone on record saying that he would like a women's tag division. I would like a women's tag division, so that's something that we're thinking about. But if we give it all to you on night one, what do we have to work towards, and what do we have to look forward to? I think it's very important that we build. If we're just putting people out there to have matches, to say we're on TV, that's not very exciting. So I think right now we've got a very exciting chasing the whole title story. We've just crowned our first AEW Women's World Champion. It was the unlikely candidate that won, so that's very intriguing for me, as well as what happens next with Nyla. She's obviously very angry because she did not win. And then there's all these other hungry women that are chomping at the bit for their chance to win a championship. So I think it's going to play out very, very nicely, and we'll just kind of ride that and see how it goes without, insulting the fans and saying, okay, well, now we've done this, now here's this opportunity. Make it mean something.
Licensing. Next time I come here, I'll probably be Toy Fair. You look around, obviously the first floor here, licensing's the name of the game. I mean, WWE obviously had Mattel for all these years. Your startup are you going to have any product out for Toy Fair you see next year, or any deals imminent? I mean, I'm expecting it Mattel, but I'm just curious if anything's been lined up for AEW and licensing.
Well, I mean, we have a huge marketing and behind the scenes crew of people who speak to people every day about all of these various aspects. Some will be happening probably sooner than people think, and some happening sooner than others. But of course, just like everyone's excited about this as fans, a lot of people are excited about this and see opportunities as vendors, and so it's very likely that you're going to see this stuff happening pretty quickly. I can't say exacts for anything right now. I wouldn't want to mess anything up, but keep an optimistic mind.
And just following up, will Jacksonville be what Stanford is to the WWE? Is there going to be a big kind of AEW tower in Jack? Is that the game plan at this point?
So we're kind of split because obviously Jacksonville is the home of the Cons, and they pretty much run Jacksonville right now. But then Turner, Atlanta is kind of home to Turner, and the studio that we use to film a lot of our promos and a lot of what you see on the Road 2 shows, which are now changing to a different AEW show. A lot of that is filmed in Atlanta too, so it's kind of like a little bit of a split. We'll see what ends up being the more comfortable home for everyone. But right now we're cool bopping back and forth.
Is there a challenge making Riho the first women's champion? There's a language barrier. Nyla Rose was kind of a poster child for you guys going for gender. Just a lot of spotlight was on her, and then just to shift to kind of like a likely child champion in Riho. Is there a challenge to that decision?
I'll let you start.
Okay. So yes, it is a huge challenge for someone like Riho who's just come over to the United States. She does not speak English. She has translation likely most of the time through Michael Nakazawa. But Riho is an incredible competitor, and you can get her story without her talking. I loved what I saw from her the other night. I felt the wave of emotions from her. I felt her fight. I wanted her to win by the end. And first I wanted Nyla to win, and then by the time she told her story out there and she showed all that heart in her fight, I was begging for her to win. On the first finish that I thought was the finish, and it wasn't, I actually jumped because, it's easy. You can tell your story between the four corners of the ring. You absolutely can. That match is absolute proof of that. You didn't have to have her speak in broken English to do that. That's not her. That's not who she is. We're going to let her be who she is. I know we have some plans for her as far as being the first champion, going back to Japan, and kind of being able to tout back there about AEW and what it means to her to be in this position. So I think she's going to do really well.
The suspense that match brought, you could cut the tension with the night. I literally was on the edge of my seat, rocking back and forth, I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna have to give me a sedative in a minute. And as far as I can identify with Rio, because I was the talent that didn't speak the language in Japan, and it's something that is actually very exciting to navigate through for wrestler and fans alike. So I'm actually really excited for the fans to kind of build a relationship with her, because it's going to take work from both sides to kind of understand one another. So I'm actually excited. It's an exciting thing for you to build a relationship with a talent that's really outside of your comfort zone. And so I'm excited to see how that's going to happen with our crowd.
And is it open for you to challenge?
I'm sorry, guys. I do got to take them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always.
I love gloves.
Thank you.